Welcome to Is That Your Kid podcast, episode 16. We are nerds from Western Pennsylvania who host a variety show while struggling to cope with one another's personality flaws. And we have a very special episode this week and also a very not so special episode this week. Jake is on Jakecation in Miami, so I have two new lovely co-hosts filling in the Zerme void this week.
Pretty big pants to fill there.
Pretty big pants.
Not shoes.
Not shoes, pants.
We're welcoming back from last week. We have guitarist from Pittsburgh band Atlas in the Velcro shoes, Mike Slobodian.
Hey, how's it going, everybody?
And to my left, I believe it was episode 10.2 that you were on, the people's champion, Mike, the fucking destroyer.
Bonesaw is ready.
Perfect. You've already been funnier than me in the past 10 seconds than I've done. I
try, Todd.
The past 15 episodes. So we are actually taping at Mike the Destroyer's apartment. This is the first time we've ever
Take
taped
some pictures
here.
and throw those up on the.
Well, on the Tumblr. Or
On isthatyourkid.tumblr.com.
Beautiful. He's gonna take my. Jake is just gonna hear this.
He does better than
Jake is gonna hear this, and I'm gonna be replaced. But so Jake, if
And then it's just going to turn into a wrestling podcast.
you and Jake hosting a wrestling podcast,
That's what you should do, because, like, I don't know who
That'd be
just likes wrestling more, me or Jake.
I'm gonna say you.
I'd say
think.
you.
Because Jake likes UFC sometimes.
Because Jake gets, like, noticeably mad when you talk, like,
Yeah,
he does,
wrestling
yeah.
on the podcast.
But he gets noticeably, like, he just
But
gets
he made
mad.
some strides to, like, wrestling.
He's
but
watched-
You hate wrestling.
He has watched UFC with me.
I
so-
try to get Tony and Tyler to watch wrestling with me all the time.
It's crazy, because Tyler used to watch wrestling.
Yeah.
Well, Tyler still watch. Like, he'll watch, like, oh, this
Those
is
are other
interesting.
friends that we've
Other
never...
friends, yes.
Okay. So, as I mentioned, we are at Mike the Destroyer's house. Jake will be back next week, but he is doing what he loves best, is fun in the sun, probably throwing around...
Frisbees.
Probably throwing around Frisbee.
Staying out in the sun only for an hour long, though, because he needs to get that even base.
That even base coming back.
That ace of base.
Ace of base in the sun. So, I'm glad that...
I did move my mic.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
So I'm glad to have these two gentlemen with me today. To back up a little bit, last week we kind of were going through some intros, but I met both of these Mikes in high school. They met when they were much younger, but well,
6th or 7th grade, yeah.
6th or 7th grade. I met you guys my senior year of high school. I think it was my senior.
Me and Todd, this is Mike the Destroyer speaking. Me and Todd met in algebra
Part B.
Part B, yeah, Miss Bird.
Miss Bird.
Mrs.
Yeah.
Bird, sorry.
Oh, yeah. I was a high school senior, and I think you were a sophomore or freshman.
I thought it was sophomore.
And we were in the same, we had the same math level.
I fucking hated math.
I barely passed that class, too, but I think you passed it.
I think I got a pity pass, just because I just showed up every day and put my head down, and but I still did my tests.
I didn't. I barely showed up, and I
used to
regret it.
I used to on my math test. I used to just write "I'm sorry" like sometimes, and if I answered, I'd always put a question mark after it, like, is it 3/4? I don't know.
I had this math teacher, Mrs. Allen. I would just walk in there after like 2 weeks.
I had her too.
After 2 weeks of like trying to attempt to do geometry, and then eventually I just like walked in and just put my head down. Put my name, date on the paper. That would be the 3 points I would get, because that's the only thing I would get correct on the paper. It's like, name got right, last name got right, date could be wrong. Depends on what day it was.
I had her. She taught with like a projector. Like she still wrote on a projector.
Oh yeah,
and
I
it was
hated
like,
that.
and she was like, it's just as simple as that. And she was like
Oh,
one
yeah.
of those math teachers with like poofy bangs
Those things
still.
were bad.
And then like the slightest bit of water would just wipe away all the notes, and I'm like, great.
Just bit of water.
Just a little spittle on the projector from her mouth.
Perfect. And I met Mike in a computer class.
Yeah, we had gym too, but we were on different levels.
Yeah.
I did not like to participate in
let's
gym.
go back a little bit further. We
Okay.
kind of met you through Lorraine.
Did you?
I definitely met you through Lorraine and Sandy
let's
first.
talk about that.
It was when we all still hung out at Skiba's basement. Another friend, old friend.
Yeah, they don't know any of these people,
Yeah,
so we're going to need in
we
detail.
don't even know these people anymore, to be honest.
No.
And, yeah, we met you through them, and you would just show up sometimes at Skiba's.
Yeah.
That's pretty much... I probably back then, I was so closed-minded, didn't really talk to any, like, new members that would try to be in our group. So
Real
I
talk.
probably just, like, shunned you for no reason.
You may have at some point. I do remember this, and you may remember it better than I do. The first time I remember seeing you, we were going to the mall together, and we were in the back of a truck. You sat to my right. We didn't speak. You sat to my right, and we touched legs. But it was with this girl, Lorraine, and this other girl, Sandy, and someone else that I don't remember, and we were going to the mall, but he was playing staring down the barrel of a 45. He was singing,
what was it?
Shining Down.
Shine Down.
Shapeshifter Down.
Shapeshifter. Is it Shine Down?
I don't know. But this guy was driving. I can't remember who was in the passenger seat, but it was us four in the back seat, and it was fucking quiet. But he was just playing this song, and I was just like, are these people? Like, is this what these people are? And I think that was the same.
Yeah, it was
I want to say it could have been Sandy's stepdad.
Maybe. I don't know. But he had like short dark hair. It was like kind of slicked back. I don't know how I was there, and I don't even remember going anywhere. But I do remember you there because he had a long ass mohawk at the time. It was pretty sick.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. The good old days.
I remember the first time I hung out with Todd. We came home from school, and I like rode his bus or something like that.
Yeah.
And it was snowing, and whenever we got home, I'd never met his sister before, but he was telling her that we had gotten in like a really sick street fight.
Really?
And that I'd beaten up a lot of people.
Did she?
Kind of bought it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That seems
kept
about-
saying
Your
that,
sister's
like-
pretty gullible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think that I vaguely remember. I don't remember it being the first time we hung out, but I do remember that. I think
the
if we
first time I
still
remember
try to
coming to
pull
your
that
house.
shit today, I think she'd still buy it.
Yeah.
Like I'd be like, Mike got in a fight, but
That's what I usually try to do when I meet like new people. I tell them a fake name and give them a fake story to see how far I get them to bite it.
A fake fight. You make up a name, a fight.
Well, me and Ryan did that last year when we had people over same time last year.
Yeah.
And because they went to Bonnaroo.
Yeah.
And me and Ryan fake fought, and we got like
I wasn't here
Lisa
that
and
I wasn't here either.
Sam, I think, and someone else like totally in on it. Like not in
That's
on it, but
sick.
they bid it. But then Tony's like kind of caught on because
Really?
I pretended
Even him?
like
That's crazy. You even got Tony, because Tony's the one that's
Tony's-
always sober.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Tony was like, "Did he really hit him?" Because I was like real drunk, and
really hit him?
I was real drunk, and I was like, "Ryan, sell this," and I went,
I'm so glad you used the correct term too.
and I was like,
We are
"Ryan,
going to talk wrestling today.
It took me so long to understand wrestling terminology, and
Oh,
to
you're
be
gonna
honest,
get-
Still,
you're
to
gonna
be
get a
honest,
whole
we
bunch of
don't.
it."
We don't either.
I
Still.
still don't understand it. I just accept it. Like I'm just like,
What don't you
yeah,
understand?
heel. Yeah, that guy. He did turn heel,
Yes, he did.
but that doesn't make any sense, America. That is not a term. That what in the world?
But something we originally bonded over, and I mean, even if we stay here the whole episode, that's fine. I want to talk about Mike the Destroyer's Karate Happy Birthday Band.
You
it up.
messed it up.
Happy Birthday Karate
There you
Band.
go.
Happy Birthday, Mike the Destroyer's Happy Birthday Karate Band.
There we go.
And we were all a part of this band, and I don't remember exactly how it started.
I wouldn't even consider it a band. It was more like a musical collective because it was. I would say the band is mostly.
It sounds so much more respectful.
Yeah, thank
Because
you.
the band, there was not really.
It was a revolving door of collaborators.
Yeah.
And
But this happened my senior year of high school, so that's when I met you back in that algebra course. And I remember two other people, they were just saying like, we're going to do this. Do you want to do this? And I'm like, I don't even really know him that well, but yeah. I'll show up at your house.
that was that the first time I ever came to Skiba's house?
Yeah.
And then there was like fighting with flour or something.
Yes,
and
yeah,
it was
yeah.
like dirt and
all over the
There's
fucking
always
walls.
weird fights at that place.
And I remember there's
The
being
best
like
one that
weird
I've
cum
ever
around. There's
heard.
like always weird cum everywhere.
Yeah, there's literally a chair. Oh,
You know what?
we don't want this story. This is a good segue to the story. Segue Todd. Speaking of cum all over the place.
we gotta bleep those hours.
I know. Sorry, Jake.
Yeah.
You're not here.
Judges,
Judge, I say go for it.
go for the story. All right,
Yeah. Jake's not going to care because he's not on the pod. He's not
Well,
going
try
care.
to dress it up.
dress it up. How the hell am I gonna dress up a cum story?
Why not call it a cum story?
All right, this is. Anyway, I'm not even gonna do it. We're gonna leave this audience in suspense.
Okay. We're going to leave that in, though. And
Oh,
I'll...
definitely gonna leave that.
Well, I'm going to text Jake after the pod to make sure it's okay with him, but I feel like that's fine.
That's gonna be bonus material.
Bonus
Yeah.
material, dressing up a cum story by Mike the Destroyer.
That's like the name of his biography. Mike the Destroyer dressing up a cum story.
That's pretty much it.
But let's talk about Mike the Destroyer's Happy Birthday Karate Band. This was put together because it was Mike's birthday. We all wanted to give him a present. So what better present to give him a weird fucking album?
I really don't know where it came from.
I don't either.
I
I could tell you the name origin.
Okay, what is it?
Well, Mike the Destroyer came from Ben Skiba's head.
Okay.
I couldn't even
Ben
describe-
Skiba is a friend of ours from a long time ago.
Yeah, who is now living up in Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania,
With
which
the
is just all
groundhogs.
farming land. He has like tons of acres, and supposedly he's just being a farmer.
Mm-hmm.
So he's
That's
pretty
where
out
we
there.
that's where we Pennsylvanians celebrate Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So if you're
So
familiar
Mike the
with
Destroyer
Groundhog
just
Day,
basically came from because I used to smash shit over my head, and
Good.
he just gave me that name.
yeah, and the Happy Birthday Karate Band. I don't know where that came from, but it was your birthday, so obviously the Mike the Destroyer's Happy Birthday Band. But karate, I think, is just something that was organically introduced.
Yeah.
But we put together an album for 3 straight years. He'd have an album on his birthday that we created him that he would listen to, and then we did an EP
There's
just for fun.
actually, I looked it up. I
Okay.
actually still have every single album and not every single recording. I'm sure there's more stuff, but I have actually every
there's
single
stuff
album
I even
still
forgot about.
on iTunes.
Mm-hmm.
And there's actually 6 albums. Well,
6 albums.
2 remix albums
Okay.
and 1 EP.
Okay.
So, and it
Johnny
go-
did those.
Johnny
remixes.
did the-
Johnny
Johnny did the
Arlette from the
remixes.
Pittsburgh band Microwaves. You can
Yeah.
see him on tour with Doomsday Student.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, Doomsday
all over the
Student's
was it
place.
up in New York.
Cleveland and New York, I think.
So, but yeah, Johnny Arlette did the 2 remix albums, but it went from 2006 #1 album, debut album was "Fuck Your PG-13."
Mm-hmm.
2000.
Any moment from that album that you
Swag.
remember
Um,
from the Fuck Your PG-13
Moment?
debut?
I would have to pull up the. was not directly involved in the group.
No,
at all.
none of them.
I actually like.
You like really
I
weren't
crashed.
allowed.
I crashed a recording session, like party, whatever you want to call it,
It was a party.
and like, what are you doing here? We're recording your album. I'm like, everyone else is here. I want to be part of this too.
I miss
So
my
I got
friends.
like, I believe this was like a 2007 when they did this, and I got like an actual background vocals, but.
Yeah.
It wasn't just like 3 or 4 people in the like I said.
No,
we always
that
had,
first
we
year.
always had like because we had so many musical friends like Dave Walker. He's in a bunch of Pittsburgh bands, and then we had a couple local musicians, and like
Yeah.
that would just chime in, but they were nothing significant.
No, I mean, you
Fuck
had
all
me
them people.
and me. But yeah, I just remember Skiba saying that he thought I was really cool, and he went on record, and you may be here, but he said, "I feel like you're the rabbit, and we're following you through holes," is how he described
That
what
sounds
I
like
was.
Skiba. That really does.
When I was introduced to the friend group, so I was like, "Yeah, I'll do this." So I went to Skiba's house and we recorded that. And then the second, I do remember a lot about the second album recording for a lot of different reasons. The first one, but the second one was so "Fuck Your PG-13" was 2006.
Yeah.
By the way, we are going to put an example of this on the podcast later, so don't think we're just talking about it for now.
I'm not going to play any music, but I'm pulling up my iTunes just to see
Yeah.
like what the music tracks were called.
And then Happy Pizza's Dancing came out in 2007, and I remember that the first time I ever had my license, the first thing I did was get my Mustang convertible and,
Oh God!
and drive up. That's a sore spot. Let's not talk about that car. I drove up to Skiba's house and we recorded it in his bedroom.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple really good ones off that one.
Happy Pizza's Dancing.
Yeah.
I was generally the main producer of that one, and that's why it's
It was literally. I think it was literally just me, you, and Skiba.
Yeah.
Tyler was in for one. He did the
Doo-doo slime.
doo-doo slime was on that one.
Doo-doo slime. There's a great story behind that. I mean,
Is there?
yeah, it's the grandma.
Oh, okay.
Was
my
that from the
grandma's
second
story.
album? I thought that was from the first
No.
album.
No, Doo-doo slime was about me taking care of my incontinent grandma.
Yeah, those were some years, man.
And I have never. Well, I have, but top 5 like the saddest I've ever been in public became because I took too many energy pills.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And I was up all night just like I don't know what about because I think you took those pills too.
Oh yeah.
And I just felt like the worst. Like anything that's ever happened to me, I was just thinking of in my head. I'm like, I don't feel well at all. I don't feel well whatsoever.
Little did I know that 5 years later that would be my normal state of being forever.
And now every day feels like those pills. But I was like, this is it was just so. And so going into that album, that's what we put into that album was that. And I will take credit for saying that's the worst album we've done, and it's because of me.
yeah.
In
Because
a big bad way.
Well, the first album,
It's just like we
everything was
forgot how to-
recorded. Everything was recorded through the left speaker. The first album has that.
I thought
Only
that
here-
was the second album. That
I
was
don't know,
all
it's
that
one of
way.
those two.
I think it's the second album that the entire
But then,
Yeah,
album.
it makes
then there
sense.
was the EP, which was up in length,
Smoke as well.
And
That's a
of course,
title I came up with.
I think you and Todd did that.
Ryan
yourself.
made an appearance on
Ryan
that
made-
and never made an appearance again. Remember
Yeah.
Rey Mysterio's dad?
Yeah,
He was in
I-
the background.
I honestly
See,
think
I
that should be that should be the song at the end.
Rey
Okay.
Mysterio's dad.
That's
This,
probably
this
one of the best.
that will
good.
be the song at the end, and this is an
Maybe we'll
exclusive.
cut in another
Get your
one.
ice creams ready because we've got a scoop for you. This is the only
You can't
track. This is the only track
get that Ryan N from last
Ryan
episode,
N
man.
was on. Not only that, it's the only one not on a formal album. It's the only.
He
song,
doesn't even have a rap name, does he?
I don't know.
Snacky Rye.
No.
Snack. No, I made that up. But
I'm
yeah,
thinking
this
like
is the
an
one.
old
If you think
one.
Ryan's
No.
a great
Rye,
friend,
French
this
guy.
is the only
French
track.
fry.
Rye the French fry. Remember him?
Yeah.
Oh.
He would get so many high school birds. Like
No, he could have had so many high school birds.
Mike says no to the high school birds.
People thought he was gay in high school.
Yeah, me and Tony told everyone he was gay.
I did not know that.
He did.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tony was convinced
Yeah.
that Ryan was gay.
And like all the girls that kind of knew were like, "Is Ryan Novakovic gay?" And I'm like, "No."
Yeah.
But if you would ask Tony, he would have said, yeah.
I still think there are some who think I am, which is fine, but that was part of it. But anyway, Happy Pizza's Dancing. I remember that because I basically recorded the whole album, and
There was another one. There was a Johnny EP.
Johnny EP, Johnny
El
Arlette.
Destructor Manifesto.
Johnny Arlette did a lot from the first album, Fuck Your PG-13. I don't think
Yeah.
he was on the second one. I can't remember.
No, because he
No.
lives further away than we all did.
And we just
Yeah.
did that in one night, which was a mistake. But
El Destructor does have like a good one because it has Gotta Grip 'Em Up.
oh
grip
yeah,
That's
Well,
on that?
That's
no,
on that.
That's the remix of that is
Yeah.
on that, but the original is still on the third album. The third album we titled
Corrections.
New Mic Erections, which is a play off of the Locust album, New Erections. And I think I thought of that album title. So it's New Mic Erections.
We were listening to that album.
Yeah, a lot.
a
And
great
that
record.
was our probably the most creative thing I've ever done.
Yeah, that was a good one. I don't know. I don't think there was anything. I don't think there was any lack of effort
No.
or like talent on that.
Everything we
Everyone was
did.
on that one.
Everything
Except
we did.
for like Ryan, of course.
well,
but
of course.
Jake was even.
Jake
on that
was on that album. That was the first appearance of
We
Jake.
recorded a lot of that at Johnny's house.
We recorded most
in
of
one
that.
night, remember that?
Yeah.
We did a lot of it there.
And then we did a few ones. We did one in your basement. We did rides in your basement.
Is that on any record?
That one. It's
Probably
on
my
that
favorite Skiba track is on there. Is "Let Me Out My Room."
one. When he sounds like Charlie Day.
It's the best.
Yeah. And
I'm not
drunk,
I'm sober.
I just have a speech impediment.
Speech impediment.
That's such a good line.
yeah, so we're going to put that. But that was Mike the Destroyer's Happy Birthday Karate Band.
Good times.
Very good times.
I
But
think there should be one for my 25th birthday. Just throwing that out.
okay, we'll put that together. I mean, I'm still doing nothing, so I'm sure I'm sure I'll have time.
Mike
But
can spare some of his band time.
new mic erections. Get it at stores today. But yeah, Mike does. Mike is in a few
Email
bands.
is that your kid
At yahoo.com.
At yahoo.com if you want a copy of any of the Mike the Destroyer.
I still have a lot because we never sold them.
That would be insane if you could get rid of those.
I have.
If
we
you
can
want to
even
hear,
burn them too.
if you want to hear
Free download.
an official recording of our best album, I still have multiple copies, which comes with cover art.
Is your best of? You guys did a best of album?
No, but that's our best album. But we have it comes with cover art. It comes with track listings. It comes with everything. Is that your kid at yahoo.com? Email in and you could have one of those and finally get those out of my fucking closet.
Yeah.
But Mike is actually Mike Slobodian's in a couple bands, Atlas and also the Velcro Shoes out of Pittsburgh. I've been following
And the
them
once
for
short-lived Mr. and Mrs. Stillbirth with
oh my god,
with
that's
yours
such a good
truly,
one.
Mike the Destroyer.
They had a two-piece noise rock band called Mr. and Mrs. Stillbirth, which I think I thought of the name of that, right?
No.
Mr. and
Well,
Mrs. Stillbirth?
you wanted to. No, yeah, you did.
Our
Cause you,
first name was Stillborn Unicorn,
Yeah,
but
then
we
we
found
found
out
There was a
another
band.
band.
Stillborn Unicorn was a
Yeah.
which
band.
was great.
And then you were just like shooting them off, and the one
I
just
think
was
Mr. and
like-
Mrs. Stillbirth. I thought maybe I didn't. I thought I
I
did.
don't know. Yeah.
That will never die.
That's a two-piece noise rock band that they put together.
One
which
show.
I'll put that on our
One
Tumblr.
song, one show.
I'll put that on our Tumblr. They had a song about Bear Grylls. I'll put that on. So if you
bare
go to
minimum.
isthatyourkid.tumblr.com.
Me and Mike are really big. We were really big Bear Grylls fans. I don't know where we sit on him anymore.
I
He's
don't know.
kinda commercialized now.
Yeah, he got definitely too commercialized for my taste.
Mm-hmm.
But I still stick up for him when people say Survivor Man is better.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck Survivor Man.
But I'm going to throw this over to Mike Slobodian here to talk a little bit about Atlas and the Velcro Shoes. They have a few shows coming up here, and I know there's some ITYK kids in Pittsburgh that might be into it. So coming up, there's one on the 23rd. Which band is on the 23rd of June? I know one of them is-
26th.
12?
Yeah, we're playing at Lava Lounge in the south side of Pittsburgh with Action Camp, who just put out a really great record, and Good Night Darling from New York, from Brooklyn. So that'll be fun. And then we're going to be in New York City on July 19th
Whoa.
at the studio at Webster Hall,
Oh, yeah, New York
playing with
people.
Good Night Darlings again. So if any New York people,
Mhm.
July 19th. And then so far, July 25th will be the Velcro Shoe CD release show.
Whoa.
So far.
That's
And
news. I didn't know
it's
that.
gonna be it's gonna be a double CD release with Casino Bulldogs from Pittsburgh.
Just saw
and
them the other night.
Matt and me
Very
just
cool.
saw them the
Good
other
venue,
night,
Good venue.
and I've heard their record. And I think you can listen to it on Bandcamp, and it's very good. But yeah, you can find us at the Velcro Shoes on Twitter, Facebook.com/the Velcro Shoes, the VelcroShoes.bandcamp.com. You can find all kinds of stuff like that, and Atlas the same. We're what is our
At Atlas PGH.
yeah, at Atlas PGH on Twitter, and you'll find us through that. Everything's on there.
Yeah.
These are shoe shows.
So these are all Velcro Shoes, June 26th, Lava Lounge.
Also, we
in
should
Pittsburgh.
mention that Sleazy E, who runs the ITYK YouTube page, is in both of those bands.
Both of those bands. And actually, if you go to youtube.com/isthatyourkid, there's some behind-the-scenes footage that Mike actually recorded of episode 13 when we interviewed Messenger Bag, Alex Clute, my buddy from New York. So if you want to see behind-the-scenes footage of that, youtube.com/isthatyourkid. So that is Atlas. That's the Velcro Shoes. So we went through all the musical projects that we did here. I think it's time to throw it over to Mike the Destroyer here. And this has actually been a bit before it was ever a bit. We used to hang out together, and he would just be on his laptop, and then he would just exclaim, "Guess who died today?" And so I think he wanted to bring it to full light here and tell us who died today, just by Wikipedia standards.
Well, guess who died today? Well, I guess earlier this morning, Casey Kasem died.
This one really hits me hard.
Does it?
Everybody who knows me knows how much I cherish the memories of going to the Eastland Flea Market and listening to Casey Kasem's Top 40.
Yeah, top 40 hits. He did the
That
top
was
40
like,
countdown.
and I was a big Scooby-Doo fan. I still am.
Still am.
Yeah.
And I it's just a shame. 'Cause he was such a. I mean, he was old, man. He had a good ass life.
He was the voice of Shaggy for how long?
For about, let's see, 20, almost 30 years, his first run. And then he did another run in the later years, the 2000s. Mm-hmm. And then he returned recently to play Shaggy's dad named Colton Rogers.
So he was his dad and himself.
Yeah. And
Is that
here's
Shaggy's
another,
last name,
and
Rogers?
it's another thing today. What is today's Father's Day?
Today's
That's
Father's
one thing
Day.
we did not bring up yet.
Yeah.
Father of the week.
I am your father. Father of the week.
Casey Kasem.
Casey Kasem.
Casey Kasem,
Father of American
of
pop
like
music.
terrible kids because there was some shit going down with him and his kids. What they didn't want him to die. or
Father
they
of the
wanted
Week,
his-
spelled W-E-A-K.
Well, they took him off life support, I guess.
Yeah,
right?
they took him off life support. So basically,
I mean, this doesn't mean you're a bad kid.
Yeah. That
But
doesn't...
no, because whenever he went missing, like those weeks ago, his daughter would put on Facebook like, "Please help us find our dad. We don't know where he is." And then he turned up at like a Native American You didn't.
I didn't get to that far.
Yeah.
I just wrote down like the basics.
The basic deets.
Yeah. Well, he was Lebanese, so his real name was actually Kamal Amin Kasem.
Shaggy Kasem.
That's
Shaggy.
crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. He's from Detroit, Michigan. Maybe he was a juggalo.
He could have been. Father of Juggalos. Father of, I guess, the Top 40 as well.
Yeah. Top 40 countdown.
He created the Top 40 countdown.
I mean, he was quite literally the father of Shaggy.
He was the father of Shaggy. He did a double wink.
Well, you know what? That was my note card. I'm actually gonna go back to Wikipedia
And we're just
right
gonna
now,
read the
and
whole
I'm gonna,
thing.
because basically that's what the bit was.
Yeah, so
I would
tell
just read off.
So we'd be sitting there in his room, and he would just be like, "Well, guess who died today?" And he would just bring up Wikipedia and just list some people who've died, and then that was it. That was generally all it was. So we got our Father of the Week this week, so that's great because I didn't have a planned father, but that is like most fathers in McKeesport. You could be a father without planning.
Well, I guess we can bring this guy up since he is our one of our local sports heroes. I guess
Oh, yeah.
Chuck Noll.
Chuck Noll.
Rip Chuck Noll,
man, the
man.
father of
4 Super
Pittsburgh
Bowls.
Steelers.
Vertical offense.
Yeah.
And Super Bowl.
He won 4 Super Bowls with us before, and I think somebody's got to fact check me, but I'm almost positive. Before he was our coach, the city of Pittsburgh had 1 championship, and that was through the Pittsburgh Pirates. That was the year 1969 is when the Pittsburgh Penguins were, I think that was their first.
67.
Okay, so I'm already off.
Penguins came in 67.
67. So in 69, we had no championships. He brought us 4 Super Bowls as well. Chuck Noll I did look this up. He had 209 victories in 23 seasons.
Oh.
But if you really do the
That
math,
doesn't even sound mathematically possible.
yeah, well, that's what it was. But what you don't know, the dark side of Chuck Noll is we were pretty mediocre during the 80s.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
So nobody really talks about that. When they talk Chuck Noll, they talk about the Steel Curtain, the 4 championships during the 70s. In the 80s, we were pretty mediocre, and he was the father of that. But Chuck Noll, RIP, as Jake would say, RIP Chuck Noll, R.I.P. So who died today, Mike?
Who died today? Sorry, I was looking up Chuck Noll facts to see if I can chime in with anything.
ChuckNollFacts.com.
Something that's really cool about Mike is he's a huge hockey fan.
Yeah.
Did you watch the finals at all?
I did not watch the finals at all.
Pretty sweet, man.
Yeah, I did not care. I stopped caring after the Penguins left. I know that's a terrible. I always like to say I'm an NHL fan first and a Pittsburgh Penguin fan second, but I did not watch it after.
That's alright.
Because
I like
the Kings
LA.
don't really excite me.
No, see,
I really wanted New York Rangers to win because I'm a Lundqvist fan. I just feel like, sorry, I'm sure not a lot of people care about hockey, but
I mean, just throw it out there. I'm sure people don't.
I feel like Lundqvist deserves a Stanley Cup.
That's true. That's true. I just wish he'd go to a different team. And
Yeah, he has no one in front of him.
Oh yeah, he played out of his mind too.
Mm-hmm.
Two great goaltenders.
But guess who died today? Richard Rockefeller,
Son of a.
American billionaire, physician, and in a plane crash. Bummer.
They still do that.
And in a plane crash, bummer.
Let's look for a young person. Ooh.
Plane crash bummer.
Okay, here we go.
I spit my water everywhere.
This person died on the 12th. Enzo Pastor, Filipino race car driver. You would have thought he would have. How did he pass away, guys? You think a race car driver crash?
He overdosed on sleeping pills.
Shot.
Oh my god.
He was shot.
By another race car driver.
What kind of race car did you drive?
It does. I'm not gonna
Big
click.
one, little one.
I'm just going down the list.
IndyCar. Who's his sponsor?
So what does it mean that the LA Kings have won 2 Stanley Cups in like 4 years?
They
know how to.
That's something.
They can
else,
win without
huh?
Gretzky.
Dude, that's crazy, man. West Coast.
I'll go on
hockey is
record.
not
Dan Bylsma
huge.
did not deserve to be fired.
And he absolutely did. I'm very happy that he's gone.
Let's.
I
get
don't
this
understand
going.
how Ray Shero was allowed to be fired because every year everyone's bending over like, yes, here, take this.
Guess
it's
what
yours.
Shero did? Guess what winger he brought
He
in?
wheeled him and he dealed him and we're going to the cup.
Guess,
just like
guess who has the most wins in such a short span of time in Pittsburgh history? Dan Bylsma.
Ooh.
Best season record. Dan Bylsma.
No, 1 cup though.
You can't. It's easier to fire coaches. You can't fire players.
This is good. This is
can.
really good.
No, you can't.
Mark
rid
Madden,
of
eat your fucking heart out.
There you got a new game in town,
There
Mark
we go.
Madden.
Well, that's a lot of people who died.
There's a lot of people who died. I mean, there's this Jane Grey, Scottish-born Australian super sanitarian. Centenarian? I can't say that shit. Oldest living Scottish-born person with an Australian resident. That's too much. Scottish-born Australian resident.
She has
There we
too
go.
many interests.
She's too interesting.
So, Father of the Week this week
Yeah.
goes to Casey Kasem. Rest in peace, everyone who died today
Chuck
and
Noll.
future days.
Take it easy.
Mm-hmm.
Win some Super Bowls in heaven, bro.
Win some heaven Super Bowls.
So
Are
do
there-
they have football in heaven?
Are there Super Bowls in heaven? Email at us. Is that your kid at yahoo.com?
Noel from Beyond the Grave.
Tweet at us. Answer this.
At Dead Noel.
At Noel
At
Ghost
is
on
that your kid
Twitter.
on Twitter? At is that your
Well,
kid
it
on
said
Twitter?
that he
Is there
had
Super Bowls
Alzheimer's.
in
Do you think
heaven?
his ghost would have Alzheimer's?
Everything's perfect in heaven, bro. If you have a pimple, I was taught if you have a pimple
I think
in
someone
heaven, you
came.
don't.
I think someone came to my door and said that
I'm Chuck Noll.
it's like the best version of yourself exists in heaven.
Yikes.
Oh,
Well, that's
here's-
not
here-
even good.
I'm gonna throw this out to Mike since it's both of you guys comic book related. There was an American R&B singer from this group called the Fantastic Four who died. His name is Ralph Pruitt.
So not really about comic books.
But hey, I mean, the Fantastic
It's
Four.
more about R&B.
more about
Did you ever hear Did you ever? If anyone is looking for some weird tunes, you should
Scott
check out.
Walker.
You should check out the Marvel World of Icarus, man. It was this CD that was commissioned by Marvel in the 70s of like this group just doing like songs about Marvel characters, and like they never released it, but you can find it if you look hard enough. It's so great tunes, man. I'm sure I've maybe there's even a Daredevil song, and if
I heard the
anyone,
Hulk one.
a lot of people don't know this, but I'm a huge Daredevil fan.
Everyone knows it now.
And they even have a Daredevil song, which means a lot.
Todd, Mike, and Jake, huge comic book readers and fans. Me,
Yeah.
not at all.
Yeah.
Well, you've read some.
Walking Dead, that's it. Fuck the TV show. That's all I gotta say about that.
Come at me, bro.
Send in your pros and cons on why the TV show.
Yeah.
Is that your kid on Twitter? Is that your kid at yahoo.com?
Do yourself a favor. Turn off the Walking Dead TV show and go on Netflix and watch the documentary about Night of the Living Dead. Because it's better.
Birth of the Living Dead.
It's called Birth of the Living Dead. And it is awesome.
Mm-hmm. Zombie capital of the world.
I honestly,
used to live there,
I turned it
Monroeville.
on and I was a little bit drunk. I turned it on. I never thought that it would be as good as it was. I thought it was gonna be real,
Yeah.
like sterile, and just kind of like here's some facts and some behind the scenes shit. It's really exciting.
They have some really good documentaries on there.
Didn't they used to play that back when Monroeville Mall had that zombie thing going on? I swear that's the documentary they
In
played.
it, which is one
Yeah.
thing that always kind of blew my mind.
They played that in a loop.
Recorded some stuff. Did they have anything like in Monroeville Mall?
Yeah,
in
they
that
used to.
documentary.
It used to just play on a loop in the back. Remember?
What they still do that? A zombie walk. They didn't do that last year.
They do
Yeah.
the walk, but they don't have
The zombie ball.
They
thing.
used to. It used to be in that arcade. They moved
It's not. It's not there. They just don't have one anymore.
Oh, that museum. Oh, I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
the museum, and they used to play
Yeah,
a
they
loop
took it
of
out.
it.
It's
yeah.
gone.
Yeah.
It's gone. It's been gone for
I've
at
never
least a
done
year.
it.
Yeah, but I
But-
still think they do the zombie walk.
I was gonna say best comic I read this week would be by Bond did it. I think The Empty Man, which was a
Yeah, he did.
6-part horror story that it's gonna be really cool. It's off Boom Studios, but that was probably a Colin Bond.
I just wrapped up.
Cullen
Cullen
Bond.
I just wrapped up Revelations by.
Okay, you made
Who is that writer? Paul Jenkins and
yeah.
Marcos Martin.
I think Paul Jenkins did.
I can't think of who did the art. But
Didn't
man,
Paul Jenkins do Stormwatch? A little bit of Stormwatch? Or is that
so.
Jim Starlin? I think they both did. Jim Starlin was on Stormwatch for a while too.
But yeah, if you want to pick up a good mini that's probably still on the stands,
Revelations. That was off of Boom too, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yes. and
Yes, Boom is making a power play.
So Cullen Bunn, The Empty Man was my favorite comic I read this
Father
week.
of the Week, Colin Bunn. Father of the Empty Man.
Father of the Empty Man. But he's doing Sinestro and Magneto as well, but I don't read either of those titles.
Oh yeah, Magneto's good.
Didn't
If
never
if you
have.
like the X-Men,
Might
read
have been me.
Magneto.
But something I also wanted to talk about too, to kind of harken back to our high school days. I was trying to look at our high school's Wikipedia. We went to high school at McKeesport High School, and just to see what was on our the Wikipedia that was weird.
Did you see the famous people that came from us?
No, I didn't.
Came from me.
Came from the famous people that were birthed from Mike is on the McKeesport High School's Wikipedia. All right, so just when I say something that you felt is interesting, let me know. This is what we're known for at McKeesport High
Oh
School.
God.
Fights
This is what
on YouTube.
McKeesport Fights. If you
Dude,
type in McKeesport Fights on YouTube, you will see some dude get his ass kicked slowly in Lower 10th Ward, and his name's like Buzzy or
All right,
Forrest.
quick tip to any McKeesport High School students out there.
Yeah.
If you break up a fight, you will get a free $40 hoodie. I've done it.
I've done it.
I've done it. It was awesome.
R.I.P. Mr. Mooney's teaching career. Remember Mr. Mooney got
He
hurt?
tried to break up a fight and had to retire.
You
Yeah.
saw someone got a broken what's that lesbian lesbian science teacher? What was her name? Come on, help me out here.
Miss Kenny.
Miss Kenny. She got like a collarbone broken. I swear. Or Miss Tyke.
No,
Dude,
Miss
that's
Kenny.
too close. There's a lesbian teacher named
Miss
Miss Kenny,
Kenny.
and there's
So we're gonna go real hot button. But the athletics. Listen to the athletics and just tell me when something doesn't fit. Football, golf, soccer, swimming, tennis, African pumpkin toss, basketball. It is literally
I love that you can edit Wikipedia.
literally under athletics there is the African pumpkin toss, and it is listed under something that we as a high school do. Do any of you guys know what that is?
No. I can only imagine it's probably like shot put, but with a pumpkin. I don't know.
Do they have pumpkins in Africa?
Yeah, and they toss them. They toss
Yeah, I
them.
wouldn't think it would be the right climate for pumpkins.
It's not the right climate for food, let alone.
It's the exact climate for AIDS and infestation.
Something too, and this is, I think both of you know how to play this. It's called Knicks or
40 minutes, by the way.
40 minutes, okay. We're going to do a quick Knicks or Dicks. Knicks or Dicks. This is only a five-person Knicks or Dicks.
Nice.
I think Mike will get me on the basketball, but I watch a lot of gay porn, so.
And what Knicks or Dicks is, I will read a name, and you say it's either a current or former New York Knicks player or a male porn star. So these names are either former players in the Knicks or porn stars for first-time listeners. Now, the winner of this, I will let you name the episode. Whatever you want. Whatever you want.
Oh my god, I hope I win because I have the best title.
Okay, if you have the best, I do have to clear it with Jake. Because he is...
No, it's good.
So, the first one would be... And nobody has Wikipedia up right now, right?
No.
Like, nobody's doing
No.
that.
We
Lewis.
can go get the Mario coin. Let's see who goes first.
Yeah, go get the Mario Lemieux coin. He's going to flip Mario Lemieux coin, and you will choose to go pick first or defer.
Special commemorative Mario Lemieux coin that has 500 on one side and a picture of Mario Lemieux. 500 goals significant for 500 goals.
Here, let me get a shot of that.
He's going to get a shot of it. And that will be on our Tumblr, is at yourkid.tumblr.com, to see Mike the Destroyer holding said coin. Okay, so Mike Slobodian, call it in the air.
Little Mike, call it in the air.
All right.
Mario 500.
Mario or 500?
Mario.
Mario's the call?
500 it is.
So, Mike the Destroyer, would you like to pick
choose to
or
pick
defer?
first.
Ooh, defer is probably what you wanted to do. But,
Fuck off and die.
okay, so the first name, Lewis Orr. Is that a New York Knick or a porn star? Knicks
are we both
or
guessing
Dicks? Lewis
I'm gonna go
Orr.
with Knicks.
Knicks? He says Knicks. Mike?
Yeah, I'd say Knicks.
Correct. Lewis Orr is a New York Knick. So 1 point each to both of you.
1 point each.
Second name, Eddie Fast Fingers Wilkins. Fast Fingers I put in there. Eddie Wilkins. Is that a New York Knick or a porn star? Knicks or Dick?
Eddie Wilkins. That's tough.
Little Mike, you pick first this time.
I'm going to say Dick.
Dick? Mike?
I'm gonna go with Knicks.
The correct answer, Eddie Wilkins, is a New York Knick.
Damn it.
Mike the Destroyer up 2-1.
Doomtree Bangarang.
Third name on the list, Johnny Fast Fingers Newman. Johnny Newman.
I'm gonna go with Dicks on this one.
I got to go Knicks.
So, Mike the Destroyer with Dicks, Little Mike with Knicks. The New York Knicks.
Swing.
Hell.
2 points apiece with 2 names to go. 2 names to go. Fourth name on the list, Breck Fast Fingers Stewart. Breck Stewart. Breck. B-R-E-K.
Pressure's on, Little Mike.
Mark Stewart.
Little Mike on.
I guess I'm going to go Knicks.
Final answer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Final fucking answer, Mike.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Dicks again on this one there, Todd.
This is a male porn star. This is a dick. Big Mike smiles so he cheesed so much after that one.
Damn it. I wanted to win.
So,
There's one more.
Doug Jeffries, could you tie it up? I do have an overtime name. I
get first pick though.
Okay.
Doug Jeffries. Mike the Destroyer is up 1 point in this
I got
game.
a quick question.
Yeah.
Now, are these the porn stars' real names or these are stage names?
These
Just.
these are real names.
Oh, that's why. Okay. I was gonna say if they're their porn names, I guess it would be too easy.
Well,
say
some of
Doug
them.
Jeffries.
Doug Jeffries, you're up
Sounds
one.
like a comedian. No, that's Jim Jeffries.
Close.
So you're up one. If you lose this,
I'm gonna say Big Dicks on this one.
big dicks.
I got to go Knicks.
Dicks. So Doug Jeffries, Mike the Destroyer has Dicks. Mike Slobodian has the New York Knicks. And if Mike Slobodian ties it up, we're going to overtime. The correct answer is Dicks. Mike the Destroyer wins by 2.
Na 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 na.
So, the banana
your final fucking countdown, Mike?
So, actually, you
Casey
guys,
Kasem, rest in peace. Countdown.
you guys didn't know what you were playing for, but actually, you were playing for the episode title. So, Mike the
Yeah,
Destroyer.
we knew we were playing for that. You said that.
Okay. Well, I didn't say it on mic.
You gotta give me a.
No.
I probably have to wait till the
End of the episode?
end of the episode. to actually
So,
think of a good
whatever
one.
this episode title is called, Mike the Destroyer will name it that. And I do know Mike Slobodian's idea for the episode title. What was your
I
episode
was
title?
gonna name it "Free $40 Hoodie."
Which would have been
It
spectacular.
would have been good. Yes.
I do agree. And so what I want to do right now, because there's been a lot of hot button topics that we discussed here, including Mike the Destroyer naming the the episode title, and we also talked about cum. And I need to know if Jake is okay with this. So I hope this bit goes down without any problems here, but I'm actually going to ring Jake on the phone. I'm going to call Jake up, and you could call Jake himself. His number is 412.
Oh no! Do not do that.
No, I'm not going to do that to Jake. Of course I
You
would.
should do that to Ryan.
That would be like the
Yeah, we'll do it to
ultimate.
Ryan.
That would be the ultimate.
We'll do
If
that
you
to
need
Ryan.
any extras in the local New York City area, call Ryan Novakovic.
Yeah.
Let's see if we're really hitting him up.
Just say,
Voicemail of Jacob Renan. Leave your message after the tone.
At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Jake, I fucked up the episode. No, but for real. I'm here with Mike and Mike, and I just needed a nod if we're allowed to talk about cum on the podcast.
We'll bleep it if we don't hear back from you.
So just text me. Bye. All right. But I think that about wraps up this episode for this week. Again,
I wanted to top last week's episode. I wanted to go past an hour and a half, but
Oh,
I understand.
do we have material?
I don't. We can.
I don't
No?
think we have material.
Damn it.
But you
keep
can check
talking.
it. Subscribe on iTunes. Is That Your Kid? Is That Your Kid.tumblr.com for behind the scenes picture. And one of the behind the scenes pictures is going to be Mike holding the Mario Lemieux coin
Lemieux
from this
coin.
week. At Is That Your Kid on Twitter. Also, Is That Your Kid.podomatic.com. Podomatic, PODOMATIC.com. That's our hub. And also, youtube.com/Is That Your Kid. So have your friend, tell one friend that this is going on in Western Pennsylvania. And there are nerds out there who have to cope with one another's personality flaws. And on a variety show.
Keep Jake in your prayers.
Keep
Have a safe trip home, buddy.
Birdman Jr., my boy Jake, was out this week.
The Angel Boys are.
The Angel Boy is in Miami. So tweet at Is That Your Kid and just say some cool stuff about Miami and make his stay positive. So that's about it. That's about it here. And I thank Mike the Destroyer for coming back again.
Go Heat.
My pleasure.
And also, Mike Slobodian, again, check out the Velcro shoes, June 26th, Lava Lounge. Be there. I'll be there.
Swag.
I'm looking at you, Charlie and Steve from Pittsburgh. Come hang out with us.
Come get some drinks.
Jake got a show. What? June 28th.
June 28th, that's what I was
At
thinking
Christina's.
of. The Seams at Christina's in
They're
White
gonna
Oak,
jam
Pennsylvania.
out for
The
about.
end of this month for me is just.
They're gonna
gonna
jam
be-
out
Can't
for
keep
about
track
3
of
hours,
everything.
man. It was pretty cool last time.
Yeah,
Yes.
and
really cool.
I usually, this is part of the podcast that I usually send it to Jake to send this out. So, Mike the Destroyer, I'm going to send it
Yes.
over to you.
Oh, me.
Send
Man,
it out,
put
Mike.
Me on the spot.
Anyway, I mean, Jake botches this part
I
sometimes
do.
too.
I'm gonna botch it so
So
hard.
anything you want to say, any parting words to anything, just throw it out. Any political opinions, hot button, anything.
Political opinions.
Anything you want.
And that's the bottom line. 'Cause Stone Cold. Yep.
And as we noted before, we're going to go off the air today with a song from New Mike Erections, Mike the Destroyer's Happy Birthday Karate Band. This is Mike the Barbarian 2. So Jake and I will catch you next week. Enjoy Mike the Barbarian 2 by Mike the Destroyer's Happy Birthday Karate Band. See you next week.
He's a barbarian from Bulgaria, and he's fucking mean as hell. A barbarian from Bulgaria with tattoos across his skull. He's a barbarian from Bulgaria, and he's fucking mean as hell. A barbarian from Bulgaria with tattoos across his skull. Oh, you'll be dead. You'll be dead with us. You'll be dead with us.
Dressing Up a Cum Story by Mike the Destroyer.